Welcome to Beyond the Spotlight. I'm Patricia. Today we take a quiet moment to reflect on the lives of those remarkable souls who once shined so brightly among us. Their passion, artistry, and spirit touched countless hearts. As we remember them, we celebrate the beauty they shared with the world, a legacy that will forever echo through time.
Sly Stone, born Sylvester Stewart on March 15, 1943, became one of the most creative forces in American music history. As the leader of Sly and the family Stone, he helped shape a new sound that mixed funk, soul, rock, and psychedelic styles into something fresh and exciting. His music didn't just entertain, it reflected the energy and changes happening in society at the time. A sound that brought people together. Through timeless songs like Everyday People and Family Affair, Sly Stone delivered messages of unity, love, and individuality. His work connected deeply with listeners because it celebrated togetherness while embracing personal identity. The band also stood out for its diverse, mixed-gender lineup, which was groundbreaking and helped challenge industry norms in a positive way. Lasting influence and legacy. Sly's creativity continues to inspire artists across funk, R&B, hip-hop, and pop. His grooves, rhythms, and musical ideas remain deeply embedded in modern music. Recognized by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, his contributions are widely celebrated. Sly Stone passed away at 82, but his influence lives on through his music, which still feels vibrant and powerful today. Joan Plowright, born October 28, 1929, built a distinguished career that moved effortlessly between theater and film, earning respect for her grounded and emotionally truthful performances. After training at the Old Vic Theatre School, she quickly established herself on the British stage, where her natural presence and clear understanding of character made her stand out in both classical and modern productions. She had a gift for restraint, often choosing subtle expression over dramatic excess, which allowed the emotional depth of her roles to feel genuine and relatable. Over time, she expanded into film work, where she reached wider audiences while maintaining the same careful craft. Her performances in films such as Enchanted April and Tea with Mussolini were widely appreciated for their warmth and quiet strength. Whether on stage or screen, she approached each role with preparation and sensitivity, creating characters that felt lived in rather than performed. Her career reflected consistency rather than spectacle, and that consistency became one of her defining strengths. Legacy, family, and lasting influence. Beyond her individual achievements, Joan Plowright's life was also shaped by her place within a broader theatrical legacy. She was married to Laurence Olivier, one of the most influential figures in British theatre, and together they represented a significant era in stage performance history. While their connection drew public attention, Plowright maintained her own distinct identity as an artist, building a reputation based on her own merit and steady dedication to her craft. In later years, she stepped back from public life, but her influence continued through the many actors inspired by her approach to performance. Calm, thoughtful, and deeply human. She passed away at the age of 95, leaving behind a legacy defined not by grandeur, but by sincerity and artistic discipline. Her work continues to be revisited by audiences who value understated but powerful acting, and her contribution to theater and film remains an important part of British cultural history. She is remembered for her dignity, professionalism, and the quiet strength she brought to every role she played. Kiana Underwood was known to Nickelodeon audiences as a young performer who appeared on All That during its later seasons around 2005. She stood out for her natural comedic timing and confident screen presence, sharing the stage with other rising talents of that era. Even in a short span of time, she left a memorable impression on viewers who enjoyed her light, expressive style of performance. After the show ended, she gradually stepped away from mainstream entertainment. Life away from spotlight. Following her early television work, Kiana chose to maintain a private life away from public attention. Over the years, fans occasionally searched for updates, which led to scattered online discussions and unverified claims about her personal journey. However, concrete and confirmed information about her later life remain limited, keeping much of her story out of the public record. Legacy and remembrance. Kiana continues to be remembered by fans for the energy and joy she brought to screen as a child performer. Her brief time in entertainment remains part of Nickelodeon's nostalgic history, reflecting the lasting impact young actors can have on audiences. Mary Beth Hurt, the American actress admired for her quiet intensity and emotional precision, has died at the age of 79. She built a career defined by restraint and nuance, often conveying deep feeling through subtle expressions rather than overt performance. She is especially remembered for her role in Woody Allen's Interiors, where she starred alongside Diane Keaton in a drama that highlighted complex family dynamics and emotional distance. Her film work also included notable performances in The World, according to Garp, Martin Scorsese's The Age of Innocence, and 6 Degrees of Separation, each reflecting her ability to inhabit layered, introspective characters. Across stage and screen, Hurt maintained a distinctive presence that felt both understated and deeply affecting. Her performances often lingered with audiences long after the credits rolled, offering a study in controlled emotion and authenticity. She leaves behind a body of work that continues to influence actors who value subtlety, emotional honesty, and grounded storytelling in American cinema. Simon Cowell's story is often told through the lens of fame, fortune, and sharp-tongued television judgment, but beneath the polished surface lies a far more complex journey shaped by loneliness, failure, reinvention, and resilience. Before he became the global force behind talent franchises that define modern entertainment, he was a boy struggling to be seen, a young man buried in anonymity, and an entrepreneur who lost everything before learning how to build it back again. His life was never a straight ascent to success. It was a cycle of ambition, collapse, and rebirth. From emotional neglect in childhood to professional humiliation in early adulthood, every stage of his journey added a new layer to the man who would later sit at the center of global television stages. This is not just a story of fame. It is a story of identity, pressure, and the emotional cost of building an empire in the public eye. A childhood defined by emotional distance. Simon Cowell grew up in a comfortable household in Hertfordshire, but comfort did not translate into emotional warmth. His mother, elegant and socially admired, struggled to express affection in ways a child could recognize. His father, a disciplined and demanding figure in the music industry, valued achievement over emotional reassurance. Praise was rare and encouragement even rarer. In this environment, Simon learned early that success did not guarantee approval. At school, he failed to find belonging, often clashing with authority and disengaging from traditional academics. He was not without intelligence, but he lacked direction and motivation within systems that did not resonate with him. This emotional vacuum became the foundation of his personality. The absence of validation did not weaken him. It created a persistent hunger for recognition that would later define his career choices, interpersonal relationships, and relentless drive for control in industries built on judgment and visibility. School years and early feelings of invisibility. During his school years, Simon struggled to fit into structured environments that rewarded conformity rather than individuality. Teachers often labeled him as difficult, while peers barely registered his presence in meaningful ways. He was neither academically outstanding nor socially prominent, leaving him suspended in a space of invisibility. This lack of recognition reinforced a growing belief that he was outside the systems that defined success. He eventually left formal education with minimal qualifications, carrying both disappointment and uncertainty about his future. Unlike many of his peers who seemed to move forward with clear direction, Simon drifted without a defined path. This period shaped his internal narrative. If traditional systems would not acknowledge him, he would eventually find or create a system where he could not be ignored. That belief, though unformed at the time, would later become the driving force behind his unconventional approach to the entertainment industry. The mailroom years and a lesson in power. Simon's entry into the music industry came through a modest position in a mailroom at EMI Music Publishing, a role that placed him at the very bottom of the corporate hierarchy. While artists and executives shaped the sound of global music, he sorted correspondence and observed from the margins. Yet this environment, seemingly insignificant, became a crucial training ground. He watched how decisions were made, how talent was selected, and how commercial success was engineered. Instead of being discouraged by his position, he began to analyze it. Over time, he realized that success in entertainment was not purely about artistic merit, but about understanding audience behavior and market demand. Though the job reinforced his sense of invisibility, it also gave him insight into the machinery behind fame. The mailroom did not offer him recognition, but it provided something more powerful, an education in how the industry truly functioned. First taste of success and the birth of ambition. After gaining experience and industry exposure, Simon took a bold step by leaving EMI and entering the world of independent music production. He co-founded a small record label, marking his transition from employee to entrepreneur. This move represented both risk and ambition, as he sought to establish himself as a decision-maker rather than an observer. The early years brought unexpected success through novelty and pop acts that achieved commercial popularity. For the first time, Simon experienced visibility, influence, and financial reward. The transformation was immediate. He moved from anonymity to recognition within industry circles. However, this success was fragile, built on shifting trends and unstable market demand. Still, it reinforced his belief that understanding mass appeal was more important than critical approval. This period gave him confidence, but also planted the seeds of overextension that would later lead to significant professional collapse. Collapse of an early empire. As musical trends evolved, the success of Simon's early ventures began to fade. Acts that once dominated charts lost relevance, and revenue streams quickly diminished. Without sustained hits or strong distribution support, his label struggled to maintain stability. Eventually, the business collapsed entirely, leaving him financially strained and professionally discredited. The fall was not gradual but abrupt, transforming a rising entrepreneur into a cautionary example of industry volatility. Investors withdrew, collaborators distanced themselves, and opportunities disappeared. For Simon, the collapse was more than a financial setback. It was a personal humiliation that forced him to return to his parents' home. At an age when many expected independence and growth, he found himself back in the same environment he had tried to escape. This return marked one of the lowest points in his life, reinforcing the painful connection between ambition, failure, and emotional vulnerability. Rock bottom and the return home. Moving back into his childhood bedroom was a deeply symbolic experience for Simon. It represented not only financial failure, but also emotional regression. The same walls that once witnessed his teenage frustrations now held the weight of adult disappointment. He faced the reality of having pursued ambition and ended up back where he started. This period was marked by isolation, reflection, and uncertainty. He withdrew from social and professional circles, avoiding reminders of his collapse. Yet within this low point, something shifted. Instead of abandoning the industry entirely, he began reassessing his approach to success. He realized that relying on critical approval and industry validation had contributed to his downfall. The experience forced him to reconsider what truly drove commercial success and how audience perception shaped outcomes more than elite opinion. Reinvention through audience understanding. Out of failure emerged a new philosophy. Simon began to prioritize mass audience appeal over critical reception, focusing on what ordinary viewers wanted rather than what industry insiders respected. This shift in perspective became the foundation of his future success. He learned to identify patterns in public taste and to recognize the emotional triggers that made entertainment widely appealing. Rather than chasing prestige, he focused on scalability and relatability. This strategic reinvention allowed him to re-enter the industry with a clearer sense of direction. He gradually rebuilt his reputation through calculated decisions and emerging television opportunities. What once seemed like permanent failure became a turning point. His earlier collapse, instead of ending his career, refined his understanding of entertainment economics and audience psychology, preparing him for a far larger platform than he had previously imagined. Rise of a television powerhouse. Simon's transition into television transformed him from behind-the-scenes executive to public figure. Talent-based reality shows provided the perfect platform for his blunt personality, business instincts, and understanding of audience engagement. As these programs gained global popularity, so did he. His reputation for direct, often harsh critiques became a defining feature of his on-screen persona. While controversial, this approach amplified viewership and solidified his influence in the entertainment industry. Behind the scenes, he expanded his production empire, creating international franchises that reshaped reality television. His success was no longer limited to music or production. It extended into global media branding. The same man who once struggled for recognition now had the power to define who else would receive it. This reversal of fortune marked one of the most dramatic transformations in modern entertainment history. Pressure, public image, and personal costs. With global fame came intense scrutiny. Simon's public persona as a strict, sometimes ruthless judge often overshadowed his private life. Constant media attention, business pressure, and the demands of maintaining a media empire created a lifestyle defined by stress and visibility. Over time, the distinction between public identity and private self began to blur. Personal relationships were affected, and emotional distance became more pronounced. Despite professional success, there were moments of isolation and internal conflict. Fame, rather than providing fulfillment, introduced new challenges centered around control, perception, and legacy. The more successful he became, the more difficult it was to maintain personal balance. His life demonstrated a recurring contradiction. The man who built his career on understanding people struggled with the emotional cost of being constantly observed and judged himself. Accidents, health scares, and forced reflection. Later in life, Simon experienced serious physical accidents that resulted in significant injuries and long recovery periods. These incidents forced him to confront vulnerability in a way professional success never had. Physical limitation replaced constant movement, and recovery required patience rather than control. The experience altered his perspective on health, time, and personal priorities. It also shifted his focus toward family and long-term well-being. The image of invincibility that had followed him for decades was replaced by a more grounded understanding of human fragility. These events did not end his career, but they reshaped his relationship with it. Work became less about dominance and more about sustainability, while personal life gained greater importance. For the first time in years, reflection replaced momentum. Conclusion. Beyond fame and the meaning of legacy, Simon Cowell's journey is not simply a story of success in entertainment, but a study in emotional resilience, reinvention, and the hidden costs of ambition. From a childhood marked by emotional distance to professional collapse and global recognition, his life reflects the unpredictable nature of success. Every stage of his journey contributed to the person he became, driven, strategic, and deeply shaped by early feelings of invisibility. Yet beneath the fame lies a consistent theme: the search for validation and meaning. His legacy is not only built on television formats or music careers, but on the way he transformed failure into opportunity and insecurity into influence. Ultimately, his story reminds us that success rarely arrives without loss, and that behind every public figure lies a private history far more complex than their image suggests.